Welcome to another edition of Draw With Me Kids. It's episode 109, Toucans! We're going to draw this really cool looking bird in the rainforest, and you can join along with us too.
So let's swoop in.
So today we're going to do toucans who are super colorful and super awesome. I'm going to kick it off right away. First off, does anybody know what a toucan is? What they look like? They're the ones with a really big beak. I'm going to just do a mini toucan right here, and I'll show you how to draw the toucan. Oops, this is a weird shape. And then they're the ones with the big beaks like this.
Bing! Toucans.
Toucan. You got pictures of toucan? There you go. So we're going to draw these guys.
These are toucans.
We're going to draw one of these guys together. I'll show you a slower motion. But just in case you're wondering, what the heck is a toucan? You eat Fruit Loops. The mascot is a toucan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our first question is going to be, toucans are related to and have a lot in common with what Canadian bird? Is it A, the Canada goose, B, the woodpecker, or C, the chickadee? Toucans are related to and have a lot in common with what Canadian bird? Chickadee, a Canada goose, a woodpecker, or a chickadee. Please don't take that as an indication of what it might be. I just read the last one out of order as I'm trying to set up my timer. And here we go.
I'll try and close the ads if I notice them.
Thank you, Miss Rainbows.
Welcome.
So in order to draw any bird, and I think we did this in our bird lesson or feathered things a while ago, like almost 2 years ago, a year ago, we did an episode about birds, and I think we did flamingos and toucans as well. But you always start off with a circle shape for the head. A circle shape that can be kind of in line, or if you want a puffy breast on your bird, for the body or the breast part of the bird.
I'm gonna have him with a big tummy.
And big tummy. And then sort of a, depending on the size of the bird, a triangle. So this one, mine might actually, the way that a toucan would sit on this, his wing would go out that way, might go out this way, and then he might have a little triangle here too, which is his tail. So 2 triangles. Pardon me, I still have a bit of a cough left. He had a cold. Goodness, who is calling us? So, got your 2 circles, your 2 triangles. Boop, like
I'm
that.
not done.
I'll
It's
wait
hard
for
to
you,
make
no
a
problem.
triangle.
It is hard to make a triangle. So in your case, you want him to sit on that branch. You might want to make it just a little bit bigger. And if you do have that, if you're like Miss Rainbow, she's already set up a big branch. Maybe you want to start with where you want the tail, with your triangle here, where you want the tail to overlap and the body to be sitting. So you might do your circle near your branch. You're fine with this. You're fine with this.
Because then I have to redo everything I did.
That's okay, not to worry. And then you might want to do something like that. But Miss Rainbow, she says she's good. I trust her, and we will go on. Maybe there's going to be a branch that reaches up to that one too, because guess what? Toucans are very social creatures. So that might be a hint for what Canadian bird toucans are related to and have a lot in common with. Or bird that we see in Canada, I should say. Canadian goose, woodpecker, or chickadee. The answer is, do you want to take a guess, Miss Rainbows?
No.
No. I'm going to do a rectangle here for the beak. The answer to it is woodpecker.
Woodpecker.
Both are piriforms, or is am I saying that right? Piriform zygodactyls. 2 toes in front and 2 toes in back for better gripping. And they have the long bill or the long beak. So you can do this as a rectangle almost, but don't close that rectangle on, make a curve. And then you get your bill. So rectangle, and then a curved triangle end to give it a bill. Look at you. She's doing this all with pixel art, which just amazes me. That's cool. Well done. So what I'm going to do is connect with the curve, the head to the body. Sort of doing a curve around the back of the neck and a curve in the front. Miss Rainbows is doing a really nice one there, pixel art style. This is our summer project. And as we've learned, important part of drawing is don't be afraid to adapt as you go along, right? All right, well, I'm going to go on to the second question on toucans while we work on the next part of the toucan. What do you think we're going to put on a toucan? Maybe his eyes?
And his belly.
His eyes and his belly. So you want to do an eye that is, they have sort of an oval-like eye. So I picked sort of 2/3 of the triangle, or the circle this way. I think Sophia's doing a different species of toucan than I'm going to do, which is just fine. They look very similar.
I'm going to do this guy.
So toucans often have a band right there, so just a curve on their beak, which is a darker color. It can be black, it can be gray, it can be red, and they sometimes have this. So you just do a curved line here, or almost a circle within a circle, and do it like that. And then I like to make my toucan smile a bit, so I just put a little line. 4/5, I guess, of the way down. And there we go. There's my toucan. So your next question about toucans is, toucans are omnivores. So that means they both meat and plants.
You eat both meat and plants.
But they always prefer to eat what whenever they see it or they're given it. They prefer to eat A, insects, B, other birds' eggs, or C, fruit. What do toucans prefer to eat? Insects, other birds' eggs, or fruit? And they are omnivores, so it means they would eat any of those things. Potentially.
I see what kind of toucan you might be doing. I'm doing this, dude.
Yeah?
You might be doing
No.
that guy?
I'm doing that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. And one of the things I've just realized in my demonstration here is that the toucan, and we're going to adjust. The toucan's head here, I made 2 rounds. We're just going to take a little bit of the top of that circle off, just like that, and align it with the beak. Because their head almost goes right into that big giant beak.
I'm gonna make my guy say that though.
I like your guy just like that. I I like your bed just like that. So we'll give it a 2-minute timer. So yeah, so there would be a toucan. And when you're doing his feet, if he's gripping a branch, maybe we'll make him grip a branch right here. You would have 2 toes going this way. And then on the other side, you might catch the tail end on the other side of the thing here. You'd have 2 toes going the other way. You might not see them from the angle of this toucan sitting. But that is one of the ways that they're related to or similar to woodpeckers, because they have 2 toes, one going front, or 2 toes going front, 2 toes going back. So zygodactyls, 2 toes in front and 2 in back. It helps them grip the branches of the trees that they like to call home. So I think my toucan has like a little stripe here on the arm band, just a teeny one. But for the most part, I'll sort of color them all in. Looks like a bit like a puffin or a penguin, except for his big colorful beak. Here's his tail. Gonna give it more of a square, flat, and adjusting it as I go along. Oh, I love it. You're making the branch come out to him. I love it. So my toucan type has a bit of orange in the beak. And they sort of have this looks like a tooth edge on it, on the beak, right where their mouth is. And it repeats up at the top in the pattern. If you're doing the orange one like me, if you're doing the rainbow.
Doing the rainbow dude. He's got a green beak. He's got an orange streak through the middle, a little bit of blue on the bottom tip, and a little bit of red on the top tip.
They have a similar pattern, like a tooth pattern, on their beak as well, but it's in all the different colors. Like I think the blue has a little bit of it, and yeah. And the cool part, this guy, now that I've got all of the beak colored, I think I'm missing a part, aren't I? I am, friends. Right here in the end of the beak, usually right about here, is black. There he is. So, and I think the one I'm trying to emulate here has, I need to fix this poor marker. Has a little bit of blue in the eyes. So we'll do that. Give him a sky blue eye. Except that didn't work out with my marker. Get the blue pack. Yeah, blue. So the answer to our question, which was toucans are omnivores, but what is it that they prefer to eat? They prefer to eat insects, other birds, eggs, or fruit. Would you like to take a guess, Ms. Rainbows? What do you think a toucan likes to eat?
Insects.
Insects.
Because I know that they like to eat them, but I don't know if that's what they would prefer.
It's a very good guess, because they do indeed like to eat insects. But a toucan will always go for fruit first. They steal other birds' eggs, they snack on insects, and even on tree frogs. But most toucans prefer to eat fruit. Which is maybe why Toucan Sam likes Fruit Loops. Doo-doo-doo. Toucans live in what we call the canopy of the rainforest. Mostly in South America. And there are very many species of toucan. There's a lot of them. Oh, what a beautiful toucan! And what have we learned so far in our readings about toucans? They don't like to be alone, do they? No. I love your guy though. He's looking very stoic. I'm like, yep, I am here. This is my branch.
This is a tree.
This is my tree.
He's not alone.
No, I'm sure he's not.
Look.
Are there some flying past? I did make him very much puffin-like. I apologize for that. I like that you went a little more obviously toucan. I think I'm going to get my painting cut markers out here because my regular markers are not working. Let's bring my paint markers into this. Oh, I might need to refill my paint markers. Nope. So, toucans have these really amazing beaks. They love to socialize with other toucans. They love to live in big, large family groups. One more trivia question about them. When a toucan is threatened, how does it defend itself? When a toucan is threatened, how does it defend itself? Does it use its large beak to attack things? Does it make a lot of noise? Be very noisy. Or does it use its 4 toes and its claws to scratch at its attacker? How does a toucan defend itself? Oh, that's beautiful. I love it.
It's got his buddies.
Can I see one more picture of a toucan? I think I'm missing some coloring on mine. Oh, I'm missing a little bit of orange around his face.
His eye. I missed a little bit of green around his eye when I was doing him.
So I'm going to redo some of this. So how do toucans defend themselves? That's our question. It'd sort of be a gradient here. It wouldn't be super strong. Is my paint coming?
grove in the forest where he's got all of his toucan friends.
That's pretty cool. Oh goodness, this is very runny marker. It's fine. Don't know why my yellow is so. So maybe help that with a little bit of orange gradient here. Mix it. Yeah. Otherwise he's pretty plain, isn't he? So that's how you draw a toucan. The last answer, or question, and I answered the last question, is how does a toucan defend itself? How does a toucan defend itself? By using its large beak, by being very loud, or by using the claws on its 4 toes. What do you think, Miss Rainbows?
I don't know.
You don't know? That's okay. You don't have to know. You're gonna learn an answer though. Are you ready for it? The answer is they become very loud.
Squawk, squawk.
Their call can be heard from miles away. In fact, if I'm gonna look at how loud is a toucan? How loud is a toucan? I can't remember because they didn't write it down. It's actually a very quiet bird, but when they need to make a loud sound, they make a croaking-like sound. That can be heard up to 2 miles. A croaking, squawking sound that can be heard up to 2 miles to let everybody know there is danger. And they fly away. They let everybody in their flock know there's danger. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I love everyone flying in yours. I love that you went with a really colorful version of a toucan. And it's a beautiful pixel art you've done. I see you're using some other shapes to make some leaf patterns in the trees. That's great. I see pixel art's got this neat ability to use the shapes that we use when we do drawing and create them in a different way. And I love it. I love that you're fascinated by this and learning and drawing in your own amazing way. I also love that your guy has blue feet.
Because they kind of do have blue feet.
Yeah, those guys do. I think my guy would have more of a gray foot, and I did them black, but that's okay. You can make your toucan any color you want. You can have a Fruit Loops color, like Sam, Toucan Sam, or whatever his name is. You can do it like a rainbow. If you really want to, you can make it a purple beak. You can make it...
Toucan Sam.
There he is. He's changed quite a bit since I last remember. Oh, I'm gonna guess this is your dad. Yep. Hello, Mr. Rainbows. We won't answer your phone call on stream because we're almost done, right? Are you ready to say your goodbyes?
Not yet.
Not yet. You have one more flying toucan right now. I think Daddy remembered that we were online. That's okay. So yes, this is my toucan. And I did one of the species that has the orange and yellow bill. And a little orange around their face and white and black. This Rainbows did one that's, well, let me just find out their names. Toucan species. So mine is a taco toucan. This Rainbows looks like it is, let me just take a closer look at him. A keel-billed toucan. There's also an emerald toucanet, which is all green. And a channel-billed toucan, which has a black bill with a blue and yellow belly.
This is what he looks like, emerald toucanet. The boots.
Yep.
And the other one is...
The Toco, which is mine, or the other one, we're talking about channel-billed toucan. Because we've already seen the other two. You drew one, and there you go.
There he is.
It's got a black beak. So you can be creative and do whatever type.
This guy's got a cherry in his mouth.
Yeah, he does.
It's a fruit in his mouth. This guy's got fruit.
Look at their tongues. Just like a woodpecker has a very long tongue because they need to get into the spaces they create. That's a pretty good example of some of the similarities right there. So,
Pick up on this.
I'm putting a little few nests in there. If you are familiar with Pokemon, what is the Pokemon that looks like a toucan?
Oh, I love him. I forget his name, but I know what he is.
Toucanon. Because it's, yeah, Toucanon. There he is. Toucanon. All right, well, let's show your close-up of yours. You can show a close-up of mine if you wish. You don't have to. I love all of them. How many? 5 of them in your picture. Are you making a nest for this guy too? Aww. Aww. We'll be back next week too. We're going to do another episode we were going to do last week, right? Selfies and cameras. Oh, that's a cute little nest.
He is. It's his nest.
I love it. All right. Let's swap over. This is Miss Rainbows. There's the one I did.
Thanks for watching Jaws My Kids Edition, episode 109, Toucans!
Woo!
If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and share the video with all your friends. That way, nobody misses Jaws My Kids Edition ever again!
Woo!
Woo!
We'll see you guys next time for cameras. Bye.
Bye!